Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. As always, it's me, the Smithy D, and isn't it an exciting morning? Ahsoka has finally arrived to the game. I am so stoked to finally get my grasp of having that chance to play her for real. There's been a lot of suggestions of what we should really call her. My suggestion could be that we call her Ahsoka, then we call her younger version Snips. So before we go into the last part of the event, we're going to have a look how she's been Omega'd and if she has been Zeta'd. And the way we're going to be doing that is we're going to be looking at her event unit. So what we can see straight away is that she's fully Omega'd and she also has her Zeta on Whirlwind, which is great because we want to see her at full power. Unfortunately though, we cannot see what mod she's got. If we have a look at her base stats, we can see straight away as a clear indication that she doesn't have appearing to have any mods on her. That may not be true because I'm sure in these events they do speed them up, but if you do feel that she's attacking underwhelmingly, then it could be because she's got no damage increase, but I'm sure they gain a good amount of turn meter because normally in these events Ahsoka is normally the first one to go, so they start with 100% turn meter and they do rapidly build that up. Oh man, this is exciting. We're going to be facing Vader like we did on the other tiers, but we're doing it in the fashion of Rebels Season 2, the grand finale. And if you haven't watched that, you should do. It's a great expansion to the Star Wars universe. And it's not really a cartoon, it's an anime. And it is very quite adulty. It is aimed towards kids, but there is lots of things out there that are aimed towards kids that adults can really enjoy. So we're going to go ahead and take out these stormtroopers and we're going to just now save Ahsoka's specials for the last tier versus Vader because that's going to be a grand finale, a grand excitement. So we're going to go in with her basic, see what she can do, and that was for 11k, but again it could be because she's lacking any kind of like mods on the damage side of things. And there was a question, is will she be viable in the arena at top tier at 4-star? I would say it's hard to see, you know, it's definitely going to require some really stellar mods on her and she's going to need to have a lot because she's an attacking character. You need all that DPS that you can get from this character, especially at 4-star. You know, her penetration's going to be lower, her health's going to be lower, so she may only be viable at 6 to 7 stars, but I'm sure there's going to be somebody that's going to be running her and she will work on the offense, I would reckon, but defensively it could potentially make you a target. She's not like Nihilus, she's going to be very different on how she kind of works, and I do apologise for any little bits of lag on here. I'm doing it completely on the PC at the moment. So we can just do this kind of live recording, the kind of like excitement. Oh, it's brewing, I can tell you that much. So hopefully Rex can take him out with one hit, hopefully. Come on, Rex. Yes, he done it. We're on to tier 2 or stage 2 of the last kind of tier. And nice, I always like that when it happens. Again, we're going to try and save all our buffs for last and we're going to see if we can do one big attack on Vader. But again, I'm a little bit disappointed there's no Inquisitors because I think that would have been the icing on the cake. Or if we could take in the Phoenix squad with us, that would have been even better. What is your thoughts on that so far? Would you like to use other event characters like the Phoenix, even though she doesn't gain any synergy really, just the Rebel synergy and no Phoenix? But it'd been pretty cool to live out that moment because at the moment, you can't play that in any video game where you can live out the kind of like Rebels, especially the ending of Season 2. Oh, it's amazing. I'm a big fan of the Rebel show. I love the Clone Wars probably a lot more because it did go more adulty, and I think that was one of the reasons why it was cancelled when Disney took over, because how adulty it pretty much got. And if you haven't seen the Clone Wars, then you should watch it. That's another great expansion to all those questions that you've got on the prequels. If you hate the prequels or love the prequels, then Clone Wars is definitely where you should be starting, then moving over to the Rebels series. Again, we're just going to go through, use our basics. We really don't want to be using our specials because we want to be saving that as much as possible so we can try and do that grand finale damage, see what the output is, see is there a factor that she hasn't got the damage mods on her or any mods. It just looks like she's got a good amount of turn meter, what she's gaining, but she does only have around, I think it's a 144 speed, so she's definitely getting something from somewhere. But a damage side of things, when we did the video on my previous video when I reviewed on her basic, she was doing around about 17k crit, and we can see on this video when we're going through this event, she's only actually doing around about 11 on a crit. So she hasn't been modded the same, and we can see that she doesn't have the mods, but we don't know what the final stats is. So I would probably go on the assumption that she's getting some turn meter, and sorry about that lag there, guys. That was terrible. She's just standing there. Oh, it's a great event, you know. And just maybe I don't want to speed it up because I don't want to miss out on the grand finale that we're going for. Maybe I could speed up this little bit, but we're pretty much through it right now, and I just want to see how well we're gonna do with Vader. Oh, again, it may only just be Ahsoka going through, and this whole kind of delivery that I'm doing right now might be for nothing, and hopefully it is Ahsoka, the final encounter, and it's not. That's a little bit disappointing. I would have rather it just been Ahsoka versus Vader, then we could have seen what she's all about, because the dots don't apply to her, and it would have been a pretty epic battle. So far the event's okay. I would probably prefer a little bit more from it. Just in the terms that it would have been more exciting if it was just Ahsoka versus Vader. But we're taking in our entire team. We're going to clear all these dots, get all these buffs generated. Normally, we would kill the support droids first, which we could go for with our other characters, but he's going to get revived if Ahsoka does kill him, but we're not going out to kill him straight away. We want to see what damage we can kind of do to him, and hopefully it will revive him straight away, or as much as possible. So it looks like we've got a good amount of buffs spread on everybody. So yeah, we're going to go and see what we can do to Vader. We don't have lots of buffs, and we probably should have waited for R2 there. We'd have got another amount of buffs, but that's okay. We're going to go in and try 2 runs at this and see what we can do. So we're going to save that, and then we're going to try and build up the buffs again. They can take a hit, can't they? So let's see what Ahsoka can actually do right now. That's pretty decent, you know, and again, it comes back to how she's kind of like modded. We've seen straight away that she didn't have any mods, and I don't think any damage that she's getting from any mods, and I just think it's speed, a turn meter gain, just so she can keep up with our characters that we've got in this team. We're going to go and try and kill, I guess. Ooh, that's a nice 30k right there. So what we could do right now, we can play it safe and we can try and kill Vader. He's going to get revived, or he should get revived by these droids. Well, I think he should anyway. I could be wrong, but I guess we'll find out, guys. He did get revived previously straight away, which I'm kind of banking on it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But how excited are you for Ahsoka? How did you enjoy this event? Make sure that you are commenting below, because it's always good to know your feedback, your thoughts. And there you go, he's got a heal from there. So we're going to use R2 again. We'll go for the stun. That's okay. So now what we can see is we're going to go for a basic attack. And we'll probably do this on Vader. Then everything else we're going to try for the abilities, and see if we can get a good amount. That's not bad for a basic attack, but we have definitely seen more, and I would also be expecting a lot more from this, you know, if she's in the arena with your team. So yeah, so we're gonna R2 it again. What? That's that kind of a little bit sucks. Straight away she's gone to full turn meter. Yeah, and it's kind of foiled our plans. How are we going to play this? We're just going to have to go for it, I reckon. Just, that's a good amount of buffs. I'm happy with that. Let's shrew it. If we can get R2 now, before she goes again, hopefully, then we can put another amount of buffs on her. Everyone looks like, come on R2. I should have probably done it before, but she's got a good amount of buffs. She's got not that many actually, but it'll be enough to kill Vader. So we're just going to go in for the kill. If he gets revived, we'll try it all over again. No, he doesn't get revived, but he gave that no. But yeah, this has been a great event. A little bit disappointed that we haven't had just an Ahsoka versus Vader like we had Kanan versus Ezra, which was a great moment. And yeah, that would have been something that I would have liked to see. What is your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. As always, if you've enjoyed the video, then make sure that you are hitting the like button. I'm the Smithy D. May the Force be with you always.